Hello, I'm Evangelist First Lady Sharon Weiner out of Houston, Texas, bringing you home daily Bible readings. Those are those readings that get you ready for that Sunday morning Christian education Sunday school. We are at Monday, December 14th. Midwives frustrate Pharaoh's decree. So it's Exodus 1:15 through 22. And the king of Egypt spake to the midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other was Puah. And he says, when you do the office of the midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God. Okay? The midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And the king of Egypt called the midwives and says, why have you done this thing and have saved the children men alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Therefore God dealt with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because of the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born is cast into the river, and every daughter shall you save alive. So as we look at this, as we go through this, and as we talk about this, now you're talking about one of the times that the children of Israel or a ruler has decided that they just want to get rid of a group of people. So they decided that they were going to get rid of the Hebrew boys. So the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. So the background story of that, here they are, Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. Then Jacob goes and he's living. Joseph gets sold into slavery, and we've talked about that. Joseph rises up through the ranks, and he becomes second in command to Pharaoh. A famine comes, and Joseph brings his father and all of his brothers and their wives and their cattle and everything that they own, and they put them in the land of Goshen in Egypt. So when you start looking at this, when you start talking about this, now what you have is this thing where Joseph has control of where his family is. Well, Pharaoh died, and another Pharaoh comes along. Joseph is dead, another one comes along, and it just keeps going on. So now Pharaoh, the new one, is looking out, and he's like, well, these people are getting to be more than us. So he tells the midwives, hey, you need to go kill these people when they're born. Just kill all the baby boys. We see that again in Jesus' day. The Herod says, kill all the baby boys under the age of 2, because there can't be 2 kings here, and this guy's purporting to be a king, the one that's coming. So Pharaoh says to the midwives, hey, midwives, hey, kill them all. When they come out, go ahead and kill them. But the midwives feared God more than they feared the king. And that should be a lesson to us. We should fear God more than we fear man and man's position. And so the midwives followed after God. They did what God told them to do. Okay? So in doing what God told them to do, they kept the men, children, or the boys alive. And the king noticed that it was still boys being born and still boys being out there. You know, because the boys carry on the line and that kind of thing. They carry on have the seed, and they carry on the seed. And so the midwives, the Pharaoh says, hey, what's going on? Didn't I tell you, didn't I give you strict instruction to get rid of the boys? They said, yeah, but these women are not like the Egyptian women. They don't take a long time. They are lively. And by the time we get there, the baby's already born. We can't very well take the baby at that point. So God dealt with the midwives, and the people grew and waxed greatly. So when we follow after God, that's our lesson. When we follow after God, everything in our lives will grow and be great. So we have to be careful that we are not following after man because man says something or because man made up something. In this day and age, we truly have to follow after God. And Pharaoh charged his people, says, verse 21, and it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. So he made them great because they were following after God. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born shall be cast into the river, and every daughter, keep her alive. It doesn't really matter. Okay? So we have to make sure that we follow God in all of our ways, regardless to who tells us to go after this or go after that. We have to make sure that we follow after God. I'm Evangelist First Lady Sharon Liner, bringing you these home daily Bible readings, getting you ready for that Sunday Christian education. This is December 14th, Exodus 1:15 through 20. God bless.